What's good, everybody? This is Generation 71 coming to you with my roots. In case people really don't know, and I'll get to it eventually, but essentially this is going to be a new Let's Play of Super Mario World. Yes, I know it's the most overdone Let's Play in the whole entire universe. I know so many people have done it, so many people showed off everything there is to be shown in it, and I know that, you know, I'm probably not the best person you want to watch, but if you want to go ahead and actually tune in for this, I would really appreciate it, just because I'm actually going to be doing it a little bit different. Not too different, but a little bit different, and you'll see why. But essentially, in case you didn't know, this was the first Let's Play I've ever done. Not like this one right now, but this game is the game that I did my very first Let's Play on. And with that being said, that was on a channel that is no longer... I gotta change these buttons. Yeah, I gotta change these buttons. But yeah, that is on a channel that no longer exists, quote unquote. And it's kind of a shame, because how that ended up happening is, people who don't know, is that my YouTube career started actually a long time ago, and it was doing fairly good. I mean, I like to think it was doing good at, and I had some projects going on before the mishap happened. And as far as the mishap goes, and give me a quick second, I really do need to change these buttons. Alrighty, let's see if that's a little bit better now. I might... You're almost there. Closer, but not really. You shouldn't be freaking spin jumping everywhere. Okay, one more second. Okay, I swear it'll work this time. Yes, finally! And I'm gonna die anyways. Okay, but yeah, this is the first Let's Play I ever did on my channel, and it was a good Let's Play. I liked it. I mean, I was rough around the edges, definitely, and even midway through, I was kind of to the point, it's like, wait, what's the point of me doing a Let's Play? And okay, that was just me being an idiot. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. So the Let's Play is officially starting now. But yeah, this is where I started my roots, and this is where I wanted to start it with, because this is the game that I grew up with. This is one of the very first games I can remember playing. I'm sure there's a couple other ones, and technically, Yoshi's Island, or yeah, Yoshi's Island was the first plane I can remember playing. But that wasn't even really the whole game. It was me at that final boss where you're facing Bowser and throwing eggs at him, and I remember beating him. Then all of a sudden, it was like, oh, hey, you know, you accidentally fell off when you were trying to run toward Luigi. I honestly remember happening it that way. I have no proof whatsoever, coach, because, I mean, I didn't record, and shoot, now I can't go down here. Whatever, didn't want to use that anyways, man. You suck. Okay. And so, this is technically the game that I grew up with, my childhood. And it was good because, I mean, when I was younger, obviously, was kind of... I'm not sure how to really explain it, because it's not like I was antisocial. I mean, if anything, my parents says I was, like, really social. But the thing about it is my mom was really, really protective, so I couldn't necessarily always go out when I wanted to, like the other kids could. Like, we did have a local park in the apartment complex that we had, but I couldn't really go out all that much, and it kind of sucked, because that means I couldn't really do much, and which means elementary school wasn't the greatest time of my life, to be honest. But it was fun. I liked it, because then I got to play games, and then I got to relive the Mario lifestyle. Live the Mario life, bro, with all this dinero. And so that's why I love this game. This game will always be close to my heart, and it will always be an important, you know, title. An important whatever. I don't even know what to call it. So, and I still remember, too, my very first video, I was talking about, like, yeah, you know, the pros will actually go over here and save, and, you know, or beginners. Okay, beginners will, moderate people won't do it, and pros will do it. It was just ridiculous. I tried to make myself look cooler than I was, and it's just funny. We all come a long way after just doing something after a while. I mean, I still think I'm not the best commentator in the world, especially since I apparently have a flamboyant voice. People love to point that out, be like, man, you sound gay. I was like, well, thank you. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. What about you? And there's that. And as well as... I feel like I stutter a lot. It's gotten worse. I mean, I still have this belief that I have a brain tumor, though not a lot of people will say yes to that. Even right now, I'm still having trouble actually producing thoughts in my head. And I love the slowdown on this. It's Super Mario World. Why is there slowdown? I don't understand. And can I actually use this D-pad? I might use the D-pad. I was using the joystick, and if I can use the D-pad, I'm going to use the D-pad. I feel so much more comfortable with the D-pad. Let's find out. We can! Oh my god! Okay, cool. And go over there. But this is essentially what the series is going to be. It's actually going to talk about kind of my roots, kind of where I come from, just talk about my whole life, because, I mean, though, obviously, maybe most of you won't really care, because at this point, a lot of people say, hey, you know, you got to make videos that people like, and that people like to, you know, watch something with quality content. And after later, you can focus on trying to put a personality onto, you know, who you are as a person. Son of a bitch, Yoshi, get the frick back here. Oh, are you serious? And then, but I mean, honestly, even I'm only doing this just because I honestly think where I'm at now, as far as YouTube goes, is probably the farthest I will ever get. Just because there's not much more for me to go. I mean, what really got me going was the whole Black Ops 2 zombies, and I was always interested in that. I mean, I've been interested in it since Call of Duty, Black Ops, as far as the zombies go. I mean, yes, I was into the World of War, but Black Ops was where I was actually saying, hey, you know, I'm actually going to record this, or Black Ops 2 is where I'm actually going to record this, and yada yada yada. And Black Ops, I was obviously all a part of the Easter egg, as well as, well, the Easter egg storyline. It's so hard to, like, figure out what to call it, because a lot of people don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. It's like, Easter egg? When you're talking about Easter, it's in December. But essentially, it's just like little bits and tidbits. Fuck you, Yoshi, I didn't want you anyways. And it's just really hard to explain, but it's little hints that was in the game that kind of hinted towards the story, and then we were trying to find that out. And so I was always interested in that, started doing a little bit more with it with Black Ops, and then Black Ops 2 started recording everything officially. So always for the race for the Easter egg, even though people get the freaking games early and get, oh, Treyarch, you know, whatever. I'm not even going to go into all that. That's another video for another day. But as of right now, though, I think that's where I mean, I can't see myself going anywhere else, because I did try to get the whole competitive Call of Duty thing going, and I'm still, at this point, trying to do that, but it's not working out the way I wanted to. I was hoping to at least start competing in a tournament by at least December, but by the way it's looking, looks like it's not going to happen that way, and, you know, I can't expect anybody to share my passion, my wants, my needs, and so I can't really say, hey, you know, it's these people are the reason why it didn't happen. But I can honestly say, you know, with the competitive, there's no I in team, so I can't do it because I don't have a team, plain and simple. So it's how it goes. Sometimes you can't always depend on other people because it just doesn't work out. Simple as that. But yeah, so that's why I'm doing this, because, you know, whether I actually do get bigger, I mean, if I get bigger, so I could be like, hey, you know, you want to know a little bit more about me? There's this series I got going on. You can always go ahead and watch it and have some fun getting to know me as a person and all that good stuff. But if it doesn't happen, if I, you know, do stay at where I am, then I can honestly say it's like, yeah, you know, anybody who was ever interested, of my current fans, want to know who I am as a person, where I've come from, you know, watch the series, because I get to show you a little bit of how bad I am at my favorite game, because honestly, I'm not playing it on an actual system. There's a tiny bit of lag, just a little bit, and not playing it on the original controller is always good too. And sorry if you hear just these random, like, stops and commentary. It's because I feel there's this, like, giant snot bubble stuck in my throat, and I can't get rid of it. I'm so sorry. It's really starting to piss me off. But, yeah, so now that you understand what the series is about, where's it going, I think I'll actually tell one story before I actually end it, because I don't want these videos to be too long. So, I kind of want to start at the beginning. I mean, and I will skip all over. I will try to be linear as possible as to where my stories go. So obviously I'll talk about, you know, where I come from and where I'm going and such and such. But do understand that it will probably be all over the place. It will start somewhere, but it might end in Africa somewhere. So just be aware that it's definitely possible. But I mean, a good story is, you know, kind of where I grew up. I mean, you know, my dad and my mom are no longer together, but obviously they were together when I was younger. And I guess you can call me a mistake. No, not a mistake, unexpected. I'm not sure what you want to call it. But they weren't necessarily expecting me. Yeah, unexpected. It's perfect. As soon as they got married, I was conceived on the wedding night, so that's how that goes. I don't know if you want to know that much about it. But obviously, they kind of got rushed into everything. You know, they were young. I think my dad was like 21, where my dad was like 20, or my mom was 23. So they kind of got rushed into everything. They weren't really ready for marriage. and nevertheless, or besides, well, I can't remember that saying. Much less actual parenthood. So it, they kind of just got thrown into it, and I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, I understand where they come from, but they did cause an interesting childhood because my mom was kind of a former alcoholic, kind of not. She did quit. My dad is an alcoholic and did not quit, and was actually kind of in and out of my life a lot because I mean, he was there for the most part. I want to say most part, but I mean, then his alcoholism kind of got the better of him and kind of caused him to be in jail a lot. So. But I don't really blame him for any of that. Like I said, I understand his side. I understand where he comes from. I understand everything that he had to deal with. But nevertheless, I did deal with a childhood with a very protective mother and then a very, very rambunctious dad. We'll just leave it at that. I loved kind of jumping in there. And it did last for a bit. I mean, I'm trying to think. I think it lasted 13 years, 13, 12. They separated around 12 or 13. It is hazy because, I mean, there is a lot of iffiness to it because though they separated, the divorce wasn't official until I was 15. And even with that, there was times where they were on and off. So it was kind of like, oh, hey, I'm just honestly playing with this guy at this moment. Okay. And so it was on and off. Wasn't really official until so long. Well, screw you then, Iggy. I'm gonna slide off. I was wanting to slide off. So, they weren't officially separated until I was 15, but kind of separated at 13, and it was weird. But I mean, growing up, it was tough because my mom was overprotective, and my dad was like, "Do whatever the hell you want." So there was moments where I was kind of like nutshell. I was in the nutshell. I was all safe and protected and cozy, and there was times where I was kind of just thrown out into the world and had to kind of survive at the moment. It's really hard to explain because I guess the best example I can kind of tell you is when I was younger. And we lived in, I think, our third apartment before we actually moved with one of my grandmothers, and that's a whole other story, but we'll get to that eventually. And my mom was working, she was a waitress, and then my dad was a cook at that same one, but he had the night off. And, my dad being an alcoholic was kind of like, oh, hey, it's my day off. Gonna get some partying and whatever you want to call it. I can't really speak for him because it's weird saying I want to get my party on or my swagger on. It's weird, but he did partake, and he did just started drinking. And I remember that night kind of clearly as well. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the gas station real quick. I will be back in I forgot how he said. I think he said like 5 minutes. And wow, I'm really bad at this game. There we go, I got one. And so with that, then considering I was only like 6 at the time, and again, you alternate on and off, and then my dad seemed to have left the door open, and I don't mean open like unlocked, like open, it was just like, and the neighborhood, it wasn't that bad of a neighborhood, but, it's one of those things where you never know type of thing, so why even risk it? But yeah, I was home alone, and then I did go out looking for him, because I was like, oh no, I need to make sure he's okay, the naive kid thoughts, so... And then when my mom found that out, she got really pissed off. So it's kind of, it just kind of makes me laugh. But that's kind of how my childhood it was encompassed, at least with my parents. And there's different, sides to it, different parts to it, especially when I spent time with my family on my mom's side and my dad's side. Obviously, those times were different. But when it's solely just them two, yeah, that's essentially what all it entailed. And it's pretty bad. I don't really blame them. Again, like I said, I don't blame them at all. They did what they either could only deal with or had to entail, or I'm just kind of rambling on. You get what I'm trying to say. No, Yoshi, I need you. You're my horse to salvation. I honestly didn't think I'd make that. I just want to cheat. Give me a second. You usually need the green such for this, but I just like using Yoshi because I like to cheat. But alright guys, I think I'm going to cut it there for now. I'll remember where I left off because, I'm awesome that way. And we will go ahead and continue this. So, I hope you guys are enjoying this. Please let me know. If you have any stories that you want to share with me as well, you're more than welcome to. This is what I'm trying to do. Open communication. But this has been Generation 71, and we'll catch you guys in a bit.